Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Hi,
Good
good evening,
evening.
everyone. How are you? So today
Hi,
we
sir.
have
Hi.
Vasanth from Chennai with us. He is crypto trader. I think started the crypto journey from 2000 and then entered into futures in 2019, and since then he is quite active in crypto, particularly futures and derivatives, especially crypto INR, which is the South Currency. And today he will be guiding us, about the strategies, how to invest, trade, how to execute trade, how to execute upside entry and all that. And yeah, I think in the last quarter itself, he showed how to execute trade INR and crypto, and also share the mistakes, the common mistakes people do, and was good to discuss about it. So welcome, Basant, and
Yeah, well,
over to you.
good evening, sir. Can you start the program? Yes. Yeah. Once again, Vasanth is from Chennai. So, I've been in the crypto industry for the last 6 to 7 years. Full-time trader, I was being for somewhere around 4 to 4.5 years as a full-time trader. Yeah, I have some experience in the market as well as some booms and banes about the crypto industries. I've been seeing two bullish markets, and we are currently going through a huge bullish market right now when I am talking. So yesterday, BTC also touched the all-time high. You see, it's a very good news and very bullish news for those holders nowadays. So let's start with what is trading first. You see, trading is just a exchange of any product which you don't need, which someone wants to sell. Like if you are demanding for that product, if the seller is ready, then he will be providing you the product. If the pair matches, then the trade gets executed. Once the trade gets executed, the exchange or the intermediate will get some fees, and the uh, pairs will be settled to both the parties once the trade gets completed. So, in the ancient period, it was like barter system. At first, the barter system, we need to exchange a product for a product. After that, it was being changed with some penny coins as well, or else like metal coins like that. So after that, it's being changed with money, rupee, US dollars, Canadian rupees. For those rupees, the government will be bearer as a uh, sum of amount for that for which the RBI governor has been signed. After that, the plastic cards have come, which means Mastercard, Visa card, Rupee card have been come. So those accept as an exchange or of money. And after that, the revolutionary crypto industry came into play. So this is just an alternative. Crypto is just an alternative for money. Apart from that, we have been to the many specific areas like Web 3.0, meme coins, and NFTs, fungible tokens, non-fungible tokens, and so and so. So once, then let's go after trading. So we'll be diving into a topic called what is futures. So futures is an extraordinary option for those people with very less amount as an investment. So somebody is asking, can you speak in Hindi? No, no, I can't speak in Hindi. English and Tamil language, I'm comfortable with it. So let's get into crypto futures. Once we are looking into future market, no, not particularly into the crypto futures, future market is very very famous in all other markets like NSE, BSE, like National Stock Exchange, Bombay Stock Exchange, and forex markets, as well as overall India international stocks. So futures is being very familiar with all those markets, but in crypto it's being familiar from 2018 period only. After the 2017 Bitcoin crash only, after 2018 only, the futures in crypto is being made very popular, and it's being shown marked as a milestone for each and every project which is being launching those projects. So, future trading is nothing but if you are having 1,000 rupees as an investment, but you're pretty sure that the product will be in upper move for the next 1 year or 10 days or 5 days or even a single day. So you are taking a calculated risk of somewhere around 3x or 5x. Nowadays, many exchanges are allowing, international exchanges are allowing to 125x, and even some exchanges are allowing 200x as an leverage, which means if you are having 1,000 as an investment, then you can buy or sell that, make a buy or sell for the particular pair for an leverage of 200x, which means you can do trade for 2 lakh rupees to the max. What if your prediction is being wrong means, nothing but if the overall value of that particular contract is reduced by 1,000 rupees, which means your invested amount, it will get liquidated. So this is the basic concept of futures. So once you see, like in 542, they are allowing some coins to a max of 10x as a leverage, and current as of now they are allowing to a maximum of 10x as a leverage. So see, basically leverage is, yeah, sure, sure, sir, I can share my screen. Sec- Is it visible, sir? Yeah, yeah, blogger. When I should enter right entry for a trade. Yeah, I will be talking about these topics very soon, within a 5 or 10 minutes. Sure, we can go on that. So the thing is like, yeah, thank you. So the thing is like, currently they are allowing us a 10x as a leverage, which is very nice leverage for a Indian crypto INR future trading platform. So you see, more and more leverage will be leaving you in a very much more amount of risk. More the leverage, more the risk. So 10x is a nice amount of leverage which we can execute for a trade when we are doing crypto INR future pairs. So simply in futures we can buy as well as sell that futures contract, which means take a long or take a short of that particular futures contract without even having that particular product in our hand. Which means if you are buying BTC in spot trade means you will be getting next week. So sure. So once you are buying in spot trade means BTC in spot trade means you will be exchanging that USDT for BTC, in which you will be getting the particular value which you are having. Which, for example, if you are buying $1,000 for BTC means you will be getting the same $1,000 worth of bitcoins as an exchange. But in futures, you don't have to own a bitcoin to sell it or short sell it. Means it, if you're predicting the bitcoin value will be decreasing from here, what in a spot trade, what would you do? You just sell it and rebuy it after. But if you don't have bitcoin in your hand, you know clearly your BTC price will be crashing down to this particular level. Then in futures is the best option for that to execute. Means you can short sell that bitcoin at that particular price, which means it's indirectly buying the um, sell selling contracts instead of buying contracts, so that once the value decreases you will be in a profit. So these are the advantages of the crypto futures. So next we are talking about our platform, means why PA42. What are they unique in? What are the salient features of PA42 which we are going to discuss? So let's look into the screen. Means Pi 42 is very much famous because it has the investors from, like, it's a very nice news. Last 3 weeks back, it seems like Vasilex founder Nishal Shetty was being joining hands with Pi 42. Also, the founder of Pi 42 was the ex CEO of, no, he's the CEO of Zeppay, right? So Avinash Shaker sir was a amazing founder at that time, because when I entered market there were no crypto exchanges, only few crypto exchanges like Unicorn, Zepay were in the market. They were providing a very good services at that particular period of time. So After the crypto tax regulations came into play in last budget financial year of 2020, two. So, as per the norms, every crypto transaction should have to be liable a tax of 30 percentage, which was said by our financial minister. So, if you're doing any kind of transaction, means if I am transferring funds to Mr. Sudhakar sir, so if he is being seeing profits from that, so he should have to must have to pay 30% as a tax because there's a transaction being happening. But what the advantage in futures is there is no such transaction is being happening in the form of USDTs. Means, yeah, you even futures attract 30 percentage tax if you are trading in BTC USDT pairs because you are first transferring your INR into USDT, then you are entering that USDT into some other offshore exchanges, then you are trading, and again you are realizing the profits are USDT. However, end of the day, USDT is a crypto, and then you came back to your own currency like INR or JPY or CYD, anything the native currency. So again, you are converting that USDT into INR. So there is a transaction which being happening between you and some other person. So of course, the futures do attract if you do in USDT. But the solution which being given by Python is that you can do INR futures here, which means you are not at all swapping your INR into USDT at any cost is the first thing. And second thing is that you are just investing in futures, which means you are not buying the actual crypto, you are just buying the contract. Buying contract or the selling contract. As per the government norms, there is no clear explanation about futures regarding those buying contracts and selling contracts. So we don't need to pay any kind of taxes which is being applied to normal crypto regulations, which means we don't have to pay 30% tax or 1% TDS on selling or buying any kind of cryptocurrency as a asset or as an investment or as an or for trading purposes, which means this will fall under a pure normal capital gains tax limit, so that you have to just calculate your tax. Somehow you have to pay tax, but under normal tax slabs rates, not for special tax slabs applied by our government on the budget 2022. So these are the main advantages of PA42, which means they are actually currently providing more than 14 pairs as an uh, yeah, let me check. I think they have added some 10 pairs last week, but before that, there is a default 4 pairs, which means 4 pairs available, which means Ethereum, XRP, BTC, and Solana are being available from the start. Okay, so now it's being expanding. Yeah, 23 pairs, sorry. 23 pairs is being currently listed now. So soon, many pairs will be added as per the reception of the particular exchange and based upon the trading volumes and the interest which we are showing towards the these inspirational creations which being created by our Indians, fellow Indians. So we must have to show some support because this is not a easy thing to just develop a thing from scratch and make it uh, uh, and market it to reach certain level of people and make people save money in this particular crypto taxation slab routes, which is just a hectic thing. So we must have to support all these things. Yeah, now comes the part which you have been waiting for. So let's do some technical analysis or when we have to buy, when we have to sell, and how can we buy, how can we sell, what are the things which we being need to consider when buying and selling. So let's dive into the particular topic. So is the audio clear, sir? Anyone can reply. Is the audio clear? Okay. Is anyone audible? Everyone audible? Okay, fine. Yeah, sure. So yes. So, sir, Sudhakar sir, shall I move to trading view chat because this contains some less information because as it's being introduced last week only. So can we move to trading the charts? Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. So let's see how these technical analysis or fundamental analysis works. Let's start with our BTC chart. It is visible, right? So let's move on to this particular BTC chart. So let's see what are the things we need to be see while we are doing a technical analysis. At first, when you are new to the market, or else when you may be a noob or a pro or a sequential trader, just look at into a bigger view. Look at the history first. What are the highs and lows which being made by that particular pairs or coins? So we need to just look into a bigger picture so that we can get a very clear idea about what's being happened in the history and what will be repeated in the current market situations. So that will be much helpful for our scenarios and make the decisions well informed as well. So once we look into the charts, what are the things I have been using? So basically, this was the chart which when you have opened the trading view, this is the chart. These are the candlestick we have been getting. So basically, the candlestick thing is being inspired from the Japanese. So you should have to know how to read a candlestick. So basically, if you place this cursor in any of the candles, be seeing the particular open, high, low, and close. So you can know all those things. So once we see, at first we should know two things. Two basic things are support and resistances. So once we see whether the once we identify the trend, so this is the trend. Currently, the BTC is in buying trend. So we should not trade in the opposite. We should be trade in the opposite direction with much more cautious amount of decisions. So that we can do the particular trades well and good. So when we look into the chart, we have many things. So kindly wait for me. BTC or USDT. Sure. So this was the chart you have been seeing. So basically, many will be asking how to draw a resistance and how to draw a support. Basically, a resistance is a thing which is being act as a barrier above which the price is being uh, was not that much capable of pushing afterwards, uh, which is a point where the selling pressure keeps on increasing. So when we see this point, so this point is will be acting as a resistance for sure. So you can be market uh, through the horizontal line, which means Alt T or Alt H. There are many shortcuts which you can learn through some YouTube videos. So first, check for the resistance as well as supports. The support levels of the BTC. These are the resistance levels of the BTC. You can clearly see this is a weekly chart. So this support levels will be acting here as a resistance level here. Can you clearly see that, right? So mm, once the support is being breaked through, and it will be acting as a resistance after it's being breakthrough. Also, main thing you should notice is every resistance and support will be retested at any cost. Once it's a major support or major resistance, it will be getting retested for sure. So uh, first identify the resistance as well as supports, and then move on to the trend which is being continuing. So here I can clearly trend line from here. So this was a trend line. As well as I have already drawn many things in this particular graph, it will be look so much messy because these are the levels of resistance in the particular time frames, which means like we should have to let us talk us about the time frames. At first, we will be in the 1 week time frame. So once we get outer idea in the 1 week time frame and mark these major levels of resistance as well as supports, then we will be going down to daily time frame. After that, 4 hours. After that, 1 hour. So we will these time frames based upon the holding period we are capable of. If you are a long-term investor, you should have to stick on with the 1 week or 1 day. If you are a midterm investor, you should have to look at the charts like 4 hours and 1 day. Sometimes 1 hours. Many times you should have to stick on to 4 hours and 1 day. If you are a short-term investors, then you so if you are a short-term investor, then you can look at to 15 minutes and 1 hour charts. Sometimes 5 minutes can be also useful for making some formal decisions. So once you may be a short-term investor or a mid-term investor or a long-term investor, you should have to start with the bigger time frames first. You should have to look the chart of 1 week time frames, and you should confirm what's the trend. Currently it's in the upper trend, so you should not be any kind of sell short sell here. So that will be somewhat risky when compared to because you're trading in the opposite of the direction. So it should be much more riskier when compared to the others. So let's move to the shorter time frames. Like 4 hours will be the golden time frame for everything. So let's check whether it's being working or not. We will be having this red color line from this particular Bitcoin pattern. We will be seeing a red color line here, right? So let's darken that black. Yeah, this dark black color line will be here. Can you see that clearly? So from here, it's being taking a support here in that particular green region, which was around 2020 and 2021 region, and after that, it's being breakdown at 2022 May month. Again, we will be reaching this at 12th February last week. So let's move on to 4 hour and see how this for particular trend line is being broken and how long it's being a tough journey to break that particular vertical resistance. Let's check. Sure. I'll be. So let's check here. So once you check here, we can get that black line here. Can you see that black line? Let's me I'll be zooming in. So this was the particular black line which we are being followed from last 3 years. So it's being cut down at 2022 and it's being approaching in 24 January 11th. The first approach was on Jan 11th, but from there sellers will be pushing down and being closed at the particular position. So seller this shows a clear dominance of sellers at that particular region, denoting it as a main resistance area. So after that, the BTC was gaining some momentum, and on 23rd of Jan 2024, the BTC reached the $39,000. From then, it's being moved on to the particular position as also you can see a inverted head and shoulder pattern here. So this is a inverted and shoulder pattern. Once this particular level, which means the cursor place level gets broken, it will be flying. So you can see once this particular level being broken, it's flying and approaching the particular critical resistance area level. You can clearly see it's not been drawn now, it's been drawn before 3 years, but still it's being working. So once it reaches that particular region, it's been struggling so much, but then sellers also push. Still, buyers are dominating because they have gained some momentum at the particular area. So once this gets broken, it's being traded into that particular area, validating it as a support and getting a confirmation that it is being acting as a support in this particular region, and testing our patience. Many channels will be telling like BTC will go down to 46, 43, but uh, this is being validated here as a retest. You can clearly see the retest of the particular breakage here. So from then it's being flying, and it's being broken that particular local resistance of 50,986, which is being marked here. So again it's being retesting this particular area with a nice momentum, and then BTC starts flying like a hell. You can see it just moves on to $69,000 here, which was a very proud moment for a crypto investor, which is a very nice move of around uh, yeah, let's see, long. Once you have, so as an investor, as a trader or as a long term investor, once you just invest at the moment it just crossed. So as black, yeah. Once you have invested here, sorry, it's a Fibonacci retracement. So once you have invested here and make your target as in this resistance, which means 63,400 level, and just keep your stop loss 1% below this particular trend line. So you will be in a very nice ratio of 1 is to 8, which will be a very good risk reward ratio. So you will be keeping your stop loss just for below this particular candle, and you will be waiting. But the main thing in trading is that patience. So patience is the main key. You see, it's being testing your patience for those whole long week. I think it's from 14th February until 26th February, which is 12 days. So once you have waited 12 days and kept hope, because many will be creating fear of missing out opportunities here. So the BTC will fly and reach the destination in just 26th Feb to 29th. In just 3 days, you have reached your target. You will be getting a profit of somewhere around 26%, which is a very, very nice profit for percentage for a crypto trader at any cost, that too in a BTC. So you should have to know how to draw a trend line. So let's see how to draw a trend line in a very small time frame. I'll be showing you how to draw a trend line basically. Yeah, for drawing a trend line, you should have to minimize all these like charts and see where the trend is being. So you can clearly see here's a steep decline. So while drawing a trend line, just go to the top of that particular candle and make a move. From then you should have to draw a trend line. Many of you will be thinking this is a trend line. Yeah, this is a trend line, but still the main trend line is here. So how to make sure you have drawn it correct or not? Just make it. It should have. It must have to have as many touches as it can. Like one touch, two touch, then it's being three touch, four touch. So this is the trend line. Once it gets broken, it will be there is no fuel in the market, but still it's being pushing down to us. So you can just draw a trend line by seeing as many videos on YouTube. Main thing is just draw with as many touches as it can. Don't draw between the hinges like uh, yeah, I will be showing you an example. Yeah, here in this scenario, many will be drawing the trend line as from here to here to here. So this is a trend line. Once this trend line gets broken, it will be in the downtrend, right? So like that, it should have those touches. So one touch, two touch, three touch, four touch, it will be moving down. Can you clearly have the track? So next we can see how to spot a resistance and a support. So resistance and support is like this. For this also, it's being like please. So for this also you should be like this is the particular resistance because at that particular region the price will be keep on decreasing from that spot. Also you see the candle was not able to close above that particular region, so this is a resistance. You just mark it as a resistance where you see alt r. By pressing alt r there will be a horizontal line being formed at that particular region which will be showing like that particular region is a sell off region. Once that particular region being reached, many people will be many people are ready to sell that particular product for that particular price. So support, what region is a support region? We can see in a 4 hour or 1 hour or 2 hour, 1 hour time frame. Yeah, you can clearly see this is a resistance marked by me. So this this region is being acting as a resistance or as long as from 28th February to 4th May. Once the candle is being closed above this particular resistance area, it's being capable of moving to the upward direction. So like that, for you can also check a support. Here is a horizontal support. So trend line support. It's being tested and trial and tested for some period of time, and it's being flying. So this is a support region actually. That black line which we have been discussing the week chart is being a support line. It's being tested here. Once the resistance is broken, it will be sure tested only if the resistance is a major resistance level. Not the minor resistance level will not be tested at any cost. Just know it clearly. So what are the time periods we should have to follow is that 15 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hour, 1 day, 1 week, and 1 month, because these are the main time frames which are being followed worldwide. So after that, mm, we must have to follow the resistance and we must have to form the resistance and support based on these time frames only. All other time frames can be viewed, but that are not much influenceable when compared to these time frames. Okay, so trend line, resistance, support have been seen now. So let's go with the main my thing which I have been using for as a trigger or one of the main confirmation is a candlestick. I am a candlestick expert basically. So there are, according to me, as a beginner, you can be with just 5 candlesticks. First stick is hammer. Second thing is inverted hammer. Third thing is bullish harami, as well as, or you can say as a spinning top, and you can go with a shooting star and a hanging man. These are the 5 candlesticks: hammer, inverted hammer, shooting star, hanging man, spinning top. So let's check where candlesticks are and analyze whether it's being working or not. Yeah, this is the current 1 hour time frame. Let's check with the 4 hour time frame here. The thing is, sorry, yeah, the thing is, this particular candle is the inverted hammer. So this particular candle, which I have been placed the cursor right now, is the inverted hammer. So I'll be showing you all these candles and let you know how to work on these candles based upon the confirmations. So this is a spinning top. So this candle is a spinning top. This one is an inverted hammer, and let's look for a hammer here. So this one is an inverted hammer. You can clearly see this one is an inverted hammer. Yeah, this one is a hammer, but it's not a perfect hammer. Hammer should have to be in a green, but if it's red, it's fine. Somehow the buyers are still dominant. It shows some dominance, but it's a 50% confirmation only, not a 100% confirmation. Once this particular candle is green, if it's a green candle, sure, definitely this is the exact hammer symbol which we are searching for. So I have almost shown all those 5 candles. See, hammer and hanging man are the same candle. Shooting star and inverted hammer or a same candle. Based upon the placements, those will be classified as a hammer and a hanging star and a inverted hammer. So, basic where these hammers should have to be, where this hanging man should have to be. So once you press Alt R, which means the candle will be resetted here, which means the overall chart will be resetted here. So you can just divide this particular area, which means 69,000 to 42,000 divided by 2, which means difference of 50 to $17,000. $17,000 divided by 2 is $8,500. So let me draw a line of here somewhere around $52,500. Once the candle, once this particular hammer candle, inverted hammer candle, forms below that particular line which we have drawn some median, so then it will be called as an shooting star. Once it's being formed above that particular median level, then it will be called as an inverted hammer. So the what the inverted hammer candle says here is the bias here in this region. Actually, in live, what the thing main thing happened in this particular candle is after this candle gets closed. This candle is being opened at evening 5:30 of 5th March. So bias is being trying to push all the way price upwards towards this at at some point of view. So then this is a resistance region which is 69,000, which is already you can clearly see here. You can clearly see the high H, which we mentioned, has a 69,000, which is a mental resistance point. Round figures are also many times act as a mental resistance point because many people found that as a resistance value because most of the people are trading based upon the US dollars only. So you see that this particular inverted hammer candle, it shows us clear sell, which means buyers have been pushed all the way up to this particular point and sellers have showed the dominance and closed the candle as very less dominance of the buyers, which means buyers are not weak, sellers are strong. So, which shows this particular wick as a lengthy wick. Once the wick is much lengthier, which shows that particular sellers are more dominant. So, also if the candle is red, it majorly shows that sellers are more dominant when compared to the buyers. But still, it is an inverted hammer. Also, the opening price and closing price are almost near to the same, which means just a for change in between these particular opening and closing prices. So once you sell and once you open your sell order here, so you can see a clear decline of around $10,000 yesterday night. Around this is a 9:30 open candle. So from $66,000, if you have opened here, see the O price is 66,773. The L low is 59,005. If you have set somewhere around 5% or 10% as your margin, you can clearly catch that with your stop loss above this particular region, which means the top of that particular candle, you can set a stop loss of $69,000. You can clearly set the stop loss values. So this was an inverted hammer candle strategy. So hammer candle strategy is like it should have to be formed at the below the median. Which once the hammer is being formed below the median, it's called as hammer. If you're above the median, then it's called as an hanging man. So if a hammer candle is being found below the particular region, you can clearly say it as a hammer. So yeah, in the particular weekly candle, you can clearly see this is a hammer, this is a hammer, and this one is exact clear hammer. So if you're taking buy based upon this particular candle, you should have to place the stop loss below this particular candle's low and take a buy here once the top gets cutted because it's a red color candle, so hammer must have to be green. If it's red, you can clearly take a buy of 50% of what of the value which you're being thought of taking. So once it gets cuts with the particular high of the particular candle, which means $22,602, you can take 100% buy of the value which being thought of. So from there, it gets a nice boost of $28,500, which was a very nice move after that particular hammer candle. So you can see This is a spinning top. We can clearly see that. So this is an inverted hammer. You can clearly see an inverted hammer here. So the below there should be zero to no wick, but for this candle, you should take a selling decision only after the low of this particular candle gets cutted. So from here, you can clearly make a selling decision and make your stop loss placed here. So your for sure your target will be hit at somewhere around based upon your target values like 5% or 10%. Your target values will be triggered here. You can clearly see that. So just learn these five candlesticks. There are, due to some time constraints, I was not able to tell much more about these particular candlesticks. So we are rushing fast to next topics. So just learn about these five candlesticks. Those are hanging man, hammer, inverted hammer, shooting star, and spinning top. These are the five key points you should have to take a note and learn about these things. And if you have any doubts, I will be giving my Instagram account as an uh, example. You can ask me there, or you can even ask as a further discussions or in our official 542 Telegram channel. I will be responding there for your queries. Okay. So next, we will be moving on to Fibonacci. Basically, what is Fibonacci? Fibonacci is a set of mathematical numbers which was being designed by a scientist named Fibonacci. He have designed a particular graph, which means here is the Fibonacci retracement. You can clearly see. So let's check whether it's been working or not. Also, we can predict the high of the particular current market cycle, how much it can go, how far the market can move. Let's predict with this particular token. Once the so for what Fibonacci is being used? Fibonacci is a tool, retracement tool, which is being used to predict the values once it being on a higher direction above the all-time high. If the BTC price goes beyond 69,000, there is no resistance at all for BTC. So we can see where the resistance level is upon the Fibonacci levels only, not based upon anything else. So if the Bitcoin, so you can clearly see the all-time high of the Bitcoin was 69,000 only. Previously, it was 69,000 only. Currently, you can clearly see the BTC was not able to, as of now, BTC was not able to breach the particular 69,000 mark. So once it breaches this particular mark, we can't predict where the market goes. So basically, what traders use for predicting it is Fibonacci tool. You can just draw a Fibonacci for trend reversal or trend appraisal or a swing. So what we call a swing is a this is a particular swing. Even this is a swing. This is a lower swing. This is a upper swing. This is a lower swing. Or this overall thing can be looked as a one swing in monthly candle. So let's draw a Fibonacci here from the upper to the exact lower of this particular cycle. So once we draw this, yeah, let me do it exactly so that we can get precise values. Yeah, this one is the exact high and to the exact low of the particular market cycle, which means yeah, it's 69,000. Yeah, it's correct. So, what will be the next price movement once this particular price is being breached? Which means if 69,000 is being breached, what will be the next resistance area or what will be the long term target? Is that 1,61,000, 1,693 will be your next spot, next golden spot. Because in Fibonacci, we call three regions as a golden region, which is 0.618 region, 0.382 region, and 1.618 regions. These three are the golden Fibonacci levels, which we should have to be considered while doing the Fibonacci extension or a Fibonacci retracement as well. So here in this chart, you can clearly see there is a, so let me go, this is a bit confusing for you. So you can even see this is working in weekly time frame every day, everywhere it will be working most of the times. So you see here, See the red candle here, which being formed in this particular area. So it is a 0.618 level. You can see it is a 0.618 level. Also, there were several resistance as well in this particular region, which means 41,617 will be a resistance because it in future, in past also it's being acted as a resistance. So it will be acting as a resistance. Once we have 2 to 3 resistance here, means 0.618 level also there, also 617 level is a resistance level there. Also you can see a trend line, which means that particular weekly trend line is also being passing through here. So these three are crucial resistance levels. Once we see these levels, we can clearly sell because it is a clear uptrend. Once there's a clear uptrend, there will be a retracement for sure, which means the retracement levels for any uptrend of around above 80 percentage will be minimum of 0.382 levels. If the 0.382 level is being breached, it can further for sure reaching 0.618 level at any cost. In worst case, it will be reaching for 0.786 levels. Beyond that, it won't go for sure. So we can check this for a. Hmm, let's check with 1 hour time frame. We can delete the whole Fibonacci levels. Yeah, for the last cycle, we can check. This is the high, this is the low, swing high to swing low. We can clearly see a retracement of 0.786 levels, which means you can, if you can club this to 2 hour time frame, none of the candle have been able to finish above that particular level. 0.786 level is being acting here as a clear resistance. So for breaching this particular region, we must have a, also you can see 0.618 is acting as a clear support here, and 0.786 region is acting as a clear resistance here. So the range bound is being happening in the current scenario in the BTC price chart. So here you can ask, is this a inverted hammer? Yes, it is a inverted hammer, but it should have to be in red color, which means the seller are 100 percentage dominant. But here this shows some buyer dominance, so we can take a entry of 25 percentage of our portfolio as an entry from that particular point. So still it works, right? Next candle is of course a red candle. It will be testing your patience because your stop loss here. But once it get, you must have to be much more patient to avoid your stop loss getting triggered. So this is how the Fibonacci works. This is a very nice retracement tool when being used in a particular manner, as well as you can. The next thing we are going to see here is there are many Fibonacci videos present being uh, live on YouTube, as well as many medias and telegrams. There are many Fibonacci videos available. Also, if any doubts regarding this, you can clearly ask me. This should be getting invalidated once the particular region is being breached, on the particular levels are being breached. So you should not check the previous swings in Fibonacci and compare it with to the current Fibonacci levels. So that won't be gets repeated. And you see the next, recognition of patterns. So what is recognition of patterns? You can clearly go and see a 4 hour chart here. Here we can see clearly see a bullish flag pattern. So it is a steep up, and then here the price was not able to go above this particular level. Also here is a support line here. So and we can see the price is being converged into some level of resistance and support, which being appraised as a bullish flag here. So the price will be bombarding between these two regions, and it's being converging. And at last, the bullish flag, once the bullish flag resistance get broken, you can for sure buy that particular uh, stock or like crypto for sure. So it is a very nice move from here. You can clearly see. So you must have to interpret these things with many of your strategies as well. You should have to check the support resistance levels. You should have to see the trend line levels. You should have to go check the patterns and the candlesticks is being favoring you, as well as the trend. What is the current trend, whether it's being bullish or bearish. So these are the things will make your possibility of winning from 50% to 80, 90, 95, 99% pinpointed, which means for anyone, everyone who is being trading, there are only two ratio, either profit or loss, which means either buy or sell. There is a 50-50 probability ratio. As a trader, you should have to increase this probability ratio into somewhat around 80 and 90 levels, which will be nice for very good decision makings, as well as very good for your portfolio management as well. So next we are being going to see some of the indicators. Indicators, in sort of indicators, I was not indicators, but see, they too be used as a one of the confirmation for a buy trade or sell trade. So in terms of indicator, the thing which I have been using is only very few, like RSI, relative strength index, stochastic RSI, stochastic relative strength index, MACDs, and mainly Bollinger Bands. These are called as bulls. And at last, moving averages for sure, because many people will be trading based upon those moving averages, as well as exponential moving averages. You can also learn about something. I will be giving you some advices, like learn about death cross, and it's a opposite to dead cross. I don't know the exact name. So once the 200 EMA and the 50 EMA get crossed, it's known as death cross. Then the market will be for sure will be falling down for sure. So just note these keywords and keep on searching regarding these things. Death cross and opposite to the death cross. I don't know exactly what death cross is the 200-day EMA as well as 50-day EMA average will be cutting down. So this is called as leg. So just take a research on those things. And here, what is Bollinger Bands? You can clearly see this particular middle level. This level is called as upper band. Below this level is called as lower band. Once the price is upper band, once the price is in upper band, it is being seen as a bullish, and it is also you can confirm that particular buy signal. You can trigger a buy signal based upon these signals confirmation. Once it is below this particular yellow line, which means the median line, or sometimes it will be acting here as a support. You can clearly see this is a bullish flag. You should have to interpret with multiple things whether it's being broken or not. So once it's below, it is not bearish, but the cloud is near here. So based on the distance of the particular yellow line and the cloud, you should have to decide whether you should have to sell or not. Or else you can just use this for your stop loss triggering. Stop loss, not stop loss triggering, just for moving your stop loss. Once you have seen this particular movement, if you are bought here, you should have to keep your stop loss here for safer purpose. So because there's a particular cloud lower was here. So once the cloud keeps on moving to the particular higher direction, you should have to trail your stop loss based upon your candle here, and at last when going here, you should have to trigger stop loss here. So it gets triggered at last yesterday night only. So it is very good for stop loss triggering and to know on which momentum the current market is. So this is a very nice indicator. You can use also. You can many of the exchanges have been used this for triggering orders as well. So this is the main thing. Well, this is a decision maker. Anything anyhow. The indicator, on my perspective, is just a decision maker, not a main influencer on my regard. So next, let's check with the stochastic RSI or RSI. So this is what a stochastic RSI means. Once the RSI was below this particular 20 region, it is called as oversold region. When it's once it's below the above this particular 80 region, then it's called as overbought region. So based upon the market sentiment, you should have to sell and buy those particular pairs. You can whether you can see clearly it's being or once the overbought region is being the stochastic once the stochastic or is reached to the overbought region, it shows high greediness of the particular buyers. So for sure it will be facing the correction uh, based upon the read levels. So after that, we will be using moving averages. Yeah, let me add that. So these are the exponential moving averages. You can change this. So what's the color of that? 61,009. Yeah. Here, this is a moving averages. This will be acting as an support for sure, based upon your things. The main thing many of the traders using is that 10-day moving averages. Keep a note of that. 20-day moving, not even 10-day. It will be a 20-day moving average, 50-day moving average, 100-day moving average, and 200-day moving average. Nothing else about these will be just considered as a trap or something like that. So just take a look into these four things only. Not beyond that, you don't take care of anything. Sometimes even moving averages will be acting as a resistance and support at many regions. Like the weightage of these things is based upon the numbers. If it's a 200-day moving average, if it's being approached, if the market is being approached, that particular 200-day moving will be struggling there for sure. So once it gets breached, it will be acting as a support for sure. So this is the basic criteria which we should have to do. So apart from this, these are the main things which you should consider once you are taking any kind of decisions for buying and selling. So these are the basic technical analysis which you should do. First, check for resistance and support. Next, check for the trend line. Identify the trend line. Then check the trend, whether it's in upper trend or lower trend. Check for the candle which you are looking for. Basically, these five candles are mostly helpful. So once the main trend line was being broken, you should have to check. You should not wait for a candle to confirm it. I should have to wait until the hammer is being formed. Don't wait for that, just bought at then and then there itself. So that will be much more helpful in case of retracement levels. Once the price is being boomed so high, because you can see from 51 level it's to 69 level, it's being taking very less amount of time, so that only this much volatility in the market is being happen for sure. So for predicting those things, you should have to check with the Fibonacci levels. You can clearly draw Fibonacci level from the all-time high here. So here the Fibonacci key level, you can see clearly see 0.236 level is being still acting as an support for sure. So Fibonacci sure must have to be checked for retracement levels, and the candlestick of course. At last, your stop loss, you should have to place a stop loss, because risk management is much important in trading. So you should not wait for whether my if my money comes, it should be all mine. If it goes, it should be all someone's. Don't wait for don't do like that, because in the initial stages I have been done so much worse things than what you are thinking about. So sure. That's why you should have to be clear cut and uh, clear about what the decisions we have been taken. So after this, these are the several things which I have been following as a strategy. So let's dive into a live trade uh, for our guys. Yeah. for the live trading purpose, I'll be taking Tron,
Hello,
TRX. Yes, sir.
hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hear
Thank
me.
you so much,
Yes, sir.
Vasanth, for this insightful trading tips and showing us live how it did. Thank you
Sure,
so much for that. We look forward to know
sure,
more
sure.
sessions. Let me see if we have any more questions or something.
Yeah, yeah. We can check.
Someone is
We can do it for
asking,
sure.
I want to trade and make profit 5,000 per day. How much money we need to trade?
Yes, sir. The actual thing is, many people have been mind fogged with these things. They set a mental barrier of this amount, this amount. See, that's even with 10 rupees. If you are taking 1 rupees, that's a profit. End of the day, you are taking 10% profit from there. You should have to be thinking in sort of percentage, not in kind of any kind of money like 5,000, 10,000. You should have to think. I must have to make 1% a day. I must have to make 2% a day. You see, some of the insights have been shared you till now about the candlestick are very much helpful for you to easily achieve 1% a day at many cases. If even they have been failed for around 10 to 20% of the times, for sure you will be making somewhere around 15 to 16 percentage per month easier without much effort at all. So that's a very easy thing. In such method you can make not 5,000, uh, many more at all. Many more amount can be made. You must have to be think about compounding your income, not to spend your income at all. So that's the main thing for your key success.
Right. Also, if you are starting, then you can start with small. Don't put enough, or
So,
uh, get comfort.
so,
Understand? Then you will, put more money.
so
Also, if you anyone have any sorry.
actually your voice is somewhat breaking. So can you please? Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. I'm saying if someone have any
yeah, yeah,
questions,
yeah, yeah. Sure,
someone has
sure,
any
sure,
questions, they
sure, sure,
can
sure, sure,
ask.
sure.
All
Yeah.
right. Thank
Thank
you
you,
so much,
thank,
Vasant, for
thank you,
joining us
thank
today.
you.
We look forward for more
Sure,
such, interesting,
sure,
insightful
sure, sure,
sessions
sure,
going forward.
sure. Hope this will be
Thank you.
helpful for everyone and have a happy and delightful trading. Don't stress much. Be easy. Take it easy. Everything will be yours. Thank you. Thank you, sir.